Hello everybody, welcome to Crafty Soup. My name is Misty. Today I have my monthly Scrap Backwards episode for you, and Scrap Backwards is a Facebook group that I play along with, totally free, and just a fun way to use up your stash. And so the premise here is that you choose a supply. They often suggest a partially used sticker sheet and build a kit backwards from there. So I kind of had both of these things in mind. I had these die cuts left over from my die cut freebie that I offered last month that I never did anything with, and then as I was looking for other papers for other things, I found that sticker sheet that it only had 3 stickers or 4 stickers used off of it. So that's where I started with this little mini kit, and I pulled out some pinks and yellows because those were strong in the stickers, and then I have that stripe back there that I've had a hard time using for other things, and it had a lot of the same colors in the stickers, so I went ahead and pulled that. And then I had some random things sitting on my desk, that Vicky Bouton circle paper and some alphabet stickers. And then I just pulled some sparkly enamel dots to kind of round out this small kit. And I'm going to get started. I have 2 projects for you today, both of the same event. One is going in each of my daughter's albums. So I'm going to start with this one, which I was missing a photo, so I will bring in a 3rd photo here in a little bit. And my goal is to use up that striped paper. Was I successful? Well, I was successful at using it, I'll say that. I wish that I had double thought my process here about using that teal against this other paper, and that paper looks really neon on the camera. It is not quite that neon in person. But here I am trying to tone down that striped paper just a little bit by thinking about maybe bringing in a richer teal color, but I liked that green because it had some hash marks on it, and it kind of reminded me of Christmas trees, which is what the story is about. And here I am trying to use some markers to tone down that pattern paper. And in the end, I decide to shift my big photo to the left a bit more and try and cover up as much of the stripes as I can with my embellishments. I did want that color to be a pop of celebration because the day we went to get our Christmas tree, it was really dreary, and so I wanted to cheer up the page a little bit, but that striped paper is pretty strong, so I didn't want to have it overwhelm the page either. So was it successful? I don't know. Will I care in several years' time when my daughter's enjoying looking through her scrapbook album? No. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going to not worry about it being imperfect as much as I could. So these snowflakes, again, like I said, are a freebie cut file that I created last month, and I do those every month. So if you like that kind of thing, you can check out, I'll leave you links to find that kind of thing around. And then I'm going to go ahead and use up a lot of these stickers, since that is the goal of the Scrap Backwards project, is to pull out those supplies that have been partially used and then get them finished up. So that you have stories on your pages and not just supplies in your closet. So I knew I wanted to scatter a bunch of these images around throughout this snowflake semicircle, and that semicircle of snowflakes was definitely a design element I wanted to go for. I thought I was going to do that semicircle out of paper, but I didn't have the right sizes of paper to do what I wanted to. So I went with just using the embellishments to create that semicircle, and by scattering these little icons about, I think it helps make that striped paper, all the colors of that striped paper, make a little more sense, because the photos don't have a lot of color in them, so the boldness of that striped paper is a little out of balance for that reason also. So I'm just trying to rearrange those little cutie icons on my page, and here I am putting on that bear, and I'm going to pop up just his head. Have you guys ever done that, where you've popped up just a portion of something on your page? That's a trick I like. And then I pulled out some of that border to help bring that color from the left side of the page over to the right side of the page, and I think that helps balance it out just a little bit more. Even though those bold stripes kind of aren't my thing, and especially with those teal snowflakes, but I'm making it do, and I'm making it work, and I'm going to go with it. So I stood up here so that I could find any getting a bigger look at the page to see what was missing. And I found a couple gaps in the layout that needed some filling, and I found more word stickers to fill them up with. And as I was thinking about these word stickers, I realized some of the words that I had started were already kind of following that semicircle. So I did kind of add into that semicircle with those word stickers. And then I did my journaling with some printed out stripes, and that kind of matched up with the word stickers. And that finishes off this page. So I do have one more quick layout for you using this kit, and I will be making a couple more layouts out of this kit. So I started off with the other set of photos here, and then I decided I wanted to go with a full circle. At first I thought I was going to do another semicircle layout to show you two different versions of that. Oh, I should mention here, in order to size my circle, I did use my Cricut to cut it out, and I've used these rectangles that are the same size as my photos so that I could figure out how big I needed my circle to be. Okay, back to my circle rambling. I had enough of that semicircle, so I was ready to move on to full circles, and this is a technique that I really do like a lot. So I brought in that Vicki Boutin circular paper, and I'm going to go ahead and bring in just a little bit of that bold stripes again to include it on this layout. It just did much smaller portions so that it seems to make a little more sense. And then I've got my layout here, that ombre background. I wanted to rotate it to put the darker part at the bottom, and so the Vicki Boutin paper has all of those colorful circles at the top, and that kind of helps balance the boldness, the bolder color at the bottom with the bolder icons up at the top. And that made me happy, and I can move on. And once I got a solid base to my design, I am ready to start embellishing. So I'm going to use these stickers to build up some little scenes and clusters of embellishments. And the main thing that I wanted to do was use up the trees on that sticker sheet, because this was about us getting our Christmas tree. And I thought the mountains made a nice backdrop to those trees, so I'm going to tuck those in the background of this little cluster. And I'm popping up the trees on some foam dots, so that is going to build up that main decoration down there at the bottom. And then I'm just looking through this sticker sheet to see what else I could use. I did pull out more of those snowflakes that I had from the die cuts, but I'm going to end up ditching those, and just because this page isn't really about the snow, it's about our Christmas trees. It was a cold day, and that's why I used all the snowflakes on the last layout to emphasize the cold day. But I decided for this one I wanted to go with more of the Christmas tree idea here. And so I do find a few embellishments that talk about being cold, because it was wet and rainy this day. So I am going to incorporate the coldness just a little bit. And here I start pulling out some snowflake stickers, and that's the point when I realized I don't want this to be about snow. And I have another layout that is some snow photos from last year that I want to use those stickers for. So making sure that I've got my focus on what I'm trying to accomplish on this layout, I did change out those stickers and move more in a direction that makes more sense for me. And it's really not hard at this point. I just use a few of these stickers, pop some of them up on foam dots, leave some of them flat. I'm working on a diagonal design for this one. And then I pull out my stickers and I work on my title, and I do have a large title and a subtitle going on here, and all those little letters were a little fidgety, but in the end I got them all to fit where I thought they should. I do add a little bit of extra glue to most of this stuff, just because these products are old, and those old thicker letters always had a hard time sticking anyway, so I do add a little extra glue. And this is the part where I didn't quite have enough room for the last letter of my title, so I'm just kind of squeezing things around a little bit to make it work. And that finishes off my layout for this time. Oh, not true. I do throw on a few of those sparkly enamel dots. And that will finish off with the layout for this time. That is also not true, because I hadn't got my journaling on yet. So I put the date, and I got just a little bit of journaling. I think part of what I was thinking with this layout is that the title would be the journaling, but then in the end I decided I needed just a couple of details about this page. So now, for real this time, that finishes off my layout. So I hope you enjoyed this process of how to build a little mini kit, how to start with items that you may not necessarily start with, work your way backwards, and then pick some photos that you think will work with your supplies. If you did get something useful out of this video, I would appreciate a thumbs up because that does help my channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.